$3,000. That's what it usually costs for a full suspension setup designed for these bikes. Not today. I got this full budget suspension setup for my E-Ride Pro, and today I'm gonna install it, ride it, and see if it's worth the money or if it's just kinda budget. I got this suspension from a company called RFLOXA. They sent me an email asking if I wanted to review their suspension, and it's pretty clear from their website that they're targeting that kind of luxury tier of Surron suspension. It even says so on the box. So I wanted to try the highest tier suspension they make just to see if it could stack up to something like EXT, and still this entire setup cost $2,000 less than the equivalent EXT setup. And as you'll see in a second, it actually has more travel. It looks like they have similar forks going down to like $500, and this rear shock is crazy cheap. Let's start by talking about this shock, because this is kind of crazy to me. On their website, this is $250. It has adjustable low speed compression, high speed compression, and rebound adjustment. I went for a 550-pound spring. I think it's gonna look sick. But when things are this cheap and look this nice, I get a little suspicious that like inside, it's not that nice. The fork is their Hawk 31 Pro Max or something. And while this is supposed to be a huge upgrade over the stock E-Ride Pro suspension, it also has some features that even EXT doesn't, which is crazy. Most forks on the market for these bikes have 203 millimeters of travel. This puppy has 228. That means the fork legs are actually 50 millimeters more than normal. Plus, you get this bad boy. I've been wanting this forever. Cat's out of the bag. I am a taller rider. I'm about 6'3", not to brag, so I've always needed my bikes to be a little bit higher than they are stock. And up until now, the options were Fox 40 with a drop crown, which I run on my Surron, or EXT with a drop crown, which is $2,000. This fork is taller and has a drop crown. Bro, I'm in heaven. This is exactly what I need. I'm in heaven. I really appreciate this comes with a bottom bearing race. That's always been a massive pain in the butt. And whenever I switch forks, I just end up buying a new bearing. So I actually ended up doing that, not knowing that this came with one. Kind of cool. It has some grease on it, but I'm just trying to pack a little more in there. Might be a little overkill, but trying to be better about, you know, maintaining my bikes correctly. I got one or two more things to do up on the fork, but I'm taking a quick break and swapping out this rear shock. If you've never changed a shock before, it's probably the easiest thing to do. You just need a 13 millimeter wrench and a 6 millimeter Allen key. I'm using this thing because it's the best tool I've ever bought. And then you just support the rear tire a little bit, and out she comes. I used to be so scared to work on these bikes. I was just used to working on cars, but at the end of the day, it's just bolts. You know, if you take something apart, you can probably put it back together. Here is the stock KKE shock next to the RFLOXA. I noticed a couple good upgrades. The shaft of the shock absorber definitely looks thicker than on the stock KKE. Obviously, you have additional adjustment. And then the bump stop seems to be made out of urethane or something. Overall, seems like a better fit and finish. Last thing I want to do before I button up the front end is actually remove this wrap. I think I mentioned this in last week's video, but this is a prototype for some wraps that I'm working on for the E-Ride Pro and for Surrons. And right now I'm refining what's called the cut line, so the actual pattern of the thing, so that it installs perfectly, hopefully every time. Down here you can see that I forgot to leave little cutouts for this side. The other side of the swing arm doesn't have the mounts for the chain guard, so I made that alteration. I changed the fit of everything. I ordered this piece because I forgot to order that. An updated prototype should be on the way any day now. For now, I'm gonna rock the stock matte black look, but the new one I ordered, I guess you'll have to subscribe to see the new color. Getting the front wheel on is a bit more complicated than other forks. The triple clamps are actually wider on the drop crown version, so you can fit a larger tire. That means you need to space your rotor out from the wheel using this included 8 millimeter spacer. One downside of this fork is that it's made for 203 millimeter rotors. And since I'm running Velar Sports with big adapters, I also need to run this 203 to 220 millimeter adapter. Crap. Well, that didn't work, so I hopped on Ronald the Surron and headed to my local hardware store. And then I realized I hadn't measured anything out, so I just got two 10 millimeter spacers and two 8 millimeter spacers and rushed straight home. Can I please have a zero sugar Baja Blast? I rushed straight home and put it all together, and remarkably, it was finally ready to ride. I'm on my way to the abandoned mountain bike park so we can really stress test this suspension. But on the way there, I have a little secret circle track I've been working on. Oh my gosh, already this suspension's pretty cloudy, bro. Sorry, on your left. Thank you, appreciate it. These settings are straight out of the box, no adjustments, and I'll make tweaks as we go. But man, I gotta say, already, it feels pretty nice. Whoa! Here it is, dude, the secret track. Shout out Mark. I can tell already I gotta increase the rebound because right now it springs up pretty quick, and I'm also gonna increase the high-speed compression like 3 clicks so it has a little more support on big landings, but not so much that it can't suck up the little things. Oh yeah, dude, this doesn't feel like budget suspension right now. Oh my god. The geometry feels a billion times better with this taller fork. We got about 80 millimeters of rise up front compared to the stock setup. Already I can feel the geometry of the bike is just so much better. Oh my god. I also have not bottomed out a single time, which is super impressive. I have the 55-pound spring, which is the heaviest you can get, and then off the jump, yeah, dude, not an issue at all. That's a pretty flat landing, and that is dialed. Oh my gosh, dude. What a fun bike. I was about to go to the bike park and then I found this field of logs. I have never done anything enduro, but I'm guessing if you're looking at suspension, there's a chance that you're like an enduro person. I'm gonna try this once. Oh my god. Oh, Jesus. Oh, god. Oh, Jesus. Oh. Oh my god. Oh, I'd totally hit these, but you know, I'm not in the mood or something. I totally could. I'm just clear, you know. You get it. Back at the abandoned mountain bike park. I've been trying to keep up with the maintenance, but it has been raining so hard recently. This place needs a lot of work. First things first, we gotta take care of a bunch of garbage. I didn't bring a bag today, so I'm just gonna consolidate this. This is the biggest piece of rebar I've ever seen. Every time you ride, if you make it a little bit better, this place is gonna be dreamy again. Let me know if we should just do episodes on rebuilding this place. First test is the small jump line test. This is the smallest jump line here at the mountain bike park, so it helps to have a really small flickable bike. Ooh. Oh my gosh. Now this definitely makes the bike feel bigger. Oh, that used to be a jump. We should rebuild that. But because this fork is about the same weight as a stock fork, and same with the rear shock, the bike still feels really nimble, which is nice. I call this next test hitting things you're not supposed to really fast. All of the rain has caused a bunch of ruts that we're gonna have to fix up once it dries out. That means we have things like this. Oh my god. That we can just run over and see how the suspension handles it. Okay, here we go. Starting from the very bottom of the park. Oh god. Oh god. Faster, 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 faster. Oh jeez. Oh my god. Oh my god. I don't mean to be dramatic, but on the stock fork, I think I would have gone over the bars. For being super budget, it's working pretty well. I like it better than my Fox 40s. Do you need this suspension for street riding? You know, probably not. But if you're a taller rider like I am, this makes the bike feel the right size. When you sit on the bike, it's just way more confidence inspiring, no matter what you're doing. I don't know how to describe it other than it feeling just like a better built bike. Which is crazy because even the most expensive fork that they sell is still only like 200 bucks more than the next cheapest option from Fast Ace. It's kind of nuts how cheap good stuff seems to be getting. So how does this stuff stack up against EXT for $2,000 less? I've only ridden a fully EXT equipped bike one time, and I can't lie, it was great. I would default to someone like Zay Solis, who's ridden both. He says,
if I'm gonna compare this to the EXTs, these are probably 90% as good as the EXTs.
I feel like 90% is good for 33% of the cost. That's kind of a crazy deal. $2,000 of savings? That almost gets you a new battery. I'm a sucker for a really good deal. These seem like an excellent deal. They're just not quite as much of a flex as EXT. The winner of this review is definitely the rear shock. There's nothing that even comes close to the performance of this for 250 bucks. That is insane, dude. I am super impressed with the suspension, I can't lie. I'm thinking about getting some for my Surron because I'm honestly kind of tired of the Fox setup. If you're thinking about getting this suspension too, they did set up a discount code just for the LOGANG. Guess what it is? It's LOGANG. I'll have a link down below, but you're only allowed to use that if you're subscribed. So, them's the rules. But don't worry, even if you don't use the discount code, you're still allowed to subscribe. Okay, thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you next time. Peace!